Greetings, family. Welcome. Check on in. Let us know where you're hailing from. Today is Sunday. It is November the 30th, 2025, and the time is 5:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to talk about how something huge is coming down the pipeline. So prepare, get ready so you won't have to worry about it. Okay?
Pruitt, shining wisdom's light, teaching soul tribe how to see through the night. Ancient scriptures and bloodlines she knows, spreading truth wherever she goes. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Through her channel, knowledge flows, breaking chains that hold us close, teaching paths to abundance and wealth, guiding others to free themselves. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. From currencies to investments divine, she's helping her tribe to realign with wisdom, ancient and new, showing what we all can do. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia lights the way to a new and brighter day.
All right, so try just 1 minute. We'll be joining you all in a minute. Keep checking in, letting us know where you're hailing from. You know, ever since that serious event happened on Thanksgiving Day, I knew that it was on and popping. Okay, let me come on and see what you guys are talking about. Let's get it. So much is happening, family. Listen, everything they do has a reason. There's a rhyme and a reason for everything. Don't think it's just a by happenstance that you have huge events like what happened at the White House the other day. Nothing's by happenstance. It's also not happenstance or just mere occurrence that silver and gold prices have hit new all-time highs. All of this is interconnected. Geopolitical news, financial news, global financial news, all of this is interconnected as the deep state, the elite, the Freemasonic order that has been operating in the Black nobility are being dismantled. It is happening in real time, family, and we are so blessed to be alive to experience that. So here we are today saying something huge is coming down the pipeline, family. I know this is happening because we literally saw it on Thanksgiving Day. So a serious matter, something very serious occurred, and we will talk about that in case you all didn't see it. But first, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving season if you celebrate Thanksgiving. And if you don't, it's okay because it's harvest season. We just had the Feast of Harvest. For those of you who are Hebrew or Judaic, you know we had the Feast of Harvest in October, and that season stretches all the way through November up until the Christmas holidays or the Festival of Lights, okay, or the winter solstice. So happy holiday season. I hope you've enjoyed your family. I hope you ate well. And I hope you didn't do like I did and gain a few pounds that you were actually trying to lose. So I do see some questions here in the chat. I will get to those after we go ahead and talk about what's going on. Somebody is saying, yes, we're here. And I see that Sky is saying, President Trump is not playing with these people. This is our land. America is our country, and we're taking our country back. Now, as many of you all know, yes, it is time for America to be sovereign again. But as many as you all know, so many people were allowed to come into our country. During Biden's fake administration, he admitted to allowing over 300,000 people to fly into our airspace or into our country illegally and unlawfully. Those were the ones that we know about that are on record. How many more have flown into our country illegally? He admitted to that. So those are the ones that have flown in illegally that he admitted to. How many came into our country that he has not admitted to? How many swam to the country, drove to the country, took boats into the country? So many that we can't even keep count, family. So you had some that came on H-1B visas. Those are ones who came on a humanitarian visa, whereby they could state that they needed to come into this country to work, or maybe they were under a lot of financial hardships or stress in their country, and they were able to come here. Those are people that came from Cuba, Venezuela, Nicaragua, and Haiti. Those 4 countries came on an H-1B visa to work. When they came under the Biden administration, their visas were only supposed to last 2 years. But a lot of people that came here, we understand that to work, knew that they were supposed to go home after 2 years. But what they knew that most people or immigrants or migrants that came into the country, they knew that a lot of people, even those that claim to be here lawfully, a lot of them started out here illegally or unlawfully, because they knew that once the visas expired, then they would do something that was called filed for asylum or seeking asylum. So you can come here on a work visa. You can come here on a visa H-1B visa. You could come here on a spousal visa. You could come here on a student visa or research visa. And all you had to say after your time was up was, I'm going to seek asylum. And under every other administration before President Donald Trump, you just filled out these papers, according to what I've researched. And the papers, they weren't really even doing any serious vetting of who you were, whether or not you had a criminal background, how you would contribute to America. None of that. It was just basically asking you about your demographic, who you are, what's your age, without proof of your age, without proof of your identification, and some other things that people are saying was basic information. Some of the people that I've spoken to and some of the research indicates that it was nothing like really serious that they were asked, because unfortunately, a lot of people who are in power wanted to make it easy for a lot of migrants and immigrants to come into the country so that they can have them vote on specific measures or specific things, policies and procedures that would benefit specific parties. Now, a lot of them that them or those people or those politicians that supported mass migration and immigration were indeed from the Democratic Party or the Liberal Party, so that the people that were come here would be so grateful to be able to come here, to have a wonderful opportunity to work, to make money, to send back home to their countries, no less, so they could vote for the Democratic Party. So why wouldn't they come here? But what's not being widely discussed is that some Republicans were also supporting those measures, albeit they're not now. A lot of Republicans and Democrats were actually, two sides of one bird. Okay. But in fact, most conservatives don't like the fact that migrants and immigrants can come to the country, because a lot of conservatives are not only conservatives in their values and their principles, like pro-life and marriage and stuff like that, but a lot of them and gun rights, they're also very, very conservative when it comes to money and spending. A lot of Republicans, those that are really, really hardcore conservatives that have, traditional Christian values, believe in storing up or accumulating wealth for your posterity, and they believe in taking care of America first. So while most or many Republicans did not support a lot of people coming here through mass migration policies that allow them to come with basically no money, bringing no money here with them, or no way of contributing to society. I should say no huge way of contributing to society. A lot of Republicans did not support that ideology, but a lot of liberals and Democrats did. And unfortunately, we have this mess that we have on our hands now, where you have so many migrants and immigrants that have come through our borders illegally and unlawfully, unvetted. And what we've come to find out is that many of them, unfortunately, are gang members, drug traffickers, human traffickers, child traffickers. And a lot of them were young military age men who were brought over here or sent over here without their wives for a reason. Not only to work, not only to vote for the Liberal Party, but also when you bring in young military men into a country, any country, that is an act of war, because then they start mating with your women. Now, whereas everybody should have a right to love and mate and make babies, procreate with whomever they want, you have to understand and understand that when you have military age men here, some of whom don't have good values, or some of whom may not have the country at heart, or the well-being of the country at heart, they will then disseminate their or put in their values in those women and those children. And some of them came over here with guns. Some of them came over here, some of these young military men came over here with drugs, children. We already talked about that. And then some of them came over here with ideologies, and some of them came over here with cell phones, all type of things, so that they could take control and take over whole neighborhoods here in America. And then so you have them with those ideologies, and now they're making love to the women. And so when it's time for them to be sent home because of some of the unlawful things that they've done, it will be the women who will say, no, you can't send my husband home or my child's father home. And hey, I understand that. I mean, I love people. I love, people that are from other countries too. Some of them I've built strong relationships with, or just relationships with because I've helped some of them. So I understand and understand that once you become involved with people who are here, then it's hard to send them away. And even some of the women that have come here, they've been trafficked. They've been put through pornographic movies. They're on television. They're playing certain roles in strip clubs, and they're doing things to make money. Those women also not only are trafficked, but then they also fall in love with some of the men here. And some of them married the men here. And some of them that haven't been trafficked, but just came here on work visas, humanitarian visas, whether lawfully or unlawfully, they're going to fall in love with the men here. They're going to have children here or anchor babies and say, you can't let me go. You can't get rid of me. Okay, because I have an American child. But you see, when you come over here unlawfully, we have to take a stance of making sure that you only do what's in the best interest of the American people. So a lot of people came here from different countries on several different visas without trying to assimilate. Now, assimilating into a country means that you actually take on their culture. And I know a lot of people say, no, I have national pride. I'm not going to take on American culture. I'm not going to learn the English language. I'm not going to mingle with American people. We'll make love to them and we'll have children by them, but I'm not going to give up my identity. I'll wave my own flag in your country of America. And if there are protests like the No Kings protests against presidents, I'll speak against your president on your land, no less, and wave my flag, which is really an arrogant stance for me. And I'll participate in protests, and I'll let you all know how I hate you, and I'll even unalive some of your military men and National Guardsmen, which is what we saw happen on Thanksgiving Day just last Thursday, which a couple of days ago. And when that happens, presidents, people in power, or the president of the military, President Donald Trump, or as we call him, President Donald John Tavius Trump, because he act like a brother. He acts like a hood Negro at times. Okay, excuse me, President Trump, for saying that. But he is standing 10 toes down and said, we're not having it. He had to take a stance and say, when you come over here in arrogance and you flagrantly unalive some of our military men, whether it was a false flag event or not, I don't know. We don't know. But it looks like they unalived 2 military people, which happened to be National Guardsmen. So President Trump had to take a stance. What was the stance that he took? I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. I want to tell you the stance that he took, and then I'm going to tell you how the deep state is responding. So here is an article that was published by, who is NPR, that says the Trump administration is pausing all asylum decisions after the National Guard shooting. On November, what was that? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 27th, on Thanksgiving Day, 2 National Guards were allegedly unalived during that day. And President Trump had to give a speech on that day in response. So it says that some of the articles that came out when it first happened said that the shooter was at large. He was running. They couldn't find him. And then later on, they came out and said they had him in custody. And then it came out that the shooter just happened to be an Afghan national. So Afghanistan is in Asia. And there are many things that have happened in Afghanistan as it relates to wars and their currencies being devalued, hint, hint. And a lot of things have happened there. But we know now, from my discussion with Chief Rod Hayes, Chief Pontiac, that the gentleman who shot or unalived these National Guardsmen was actually a CIA asset. And he sought asylum in America before he was used to unalive these National Guardsmen. And it wasn't just 2 National Guardsmen that were unalived. There were some other people that were unalived as well in Washington, near or at the White House, which caused a lockdown. Notice the words they're using, a lockdown at the White House. I want you to pay attention to the day it happened on Thanksgiving Day, a day of celebration, for us, for a harvest feast festival. Some people say Indigenous Peoples Day. What else? A lot of different things they say. Some people say it was Theft Day because it was theft of the land. But a lot of these festivals like Harvest and Thanksgiving, a lot of that, those are some of the rich rituals or traditions of Indigenous peoples here. And we taught those things to the Europeans. So pay attention to the day it happened on, the time it happened on, the words, the country that was involved, all of that, because on tonight at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to have a Master Moore science teacher and somebody who understands alchemy to actually talk about how these codes, gematria, and traditions and rituals all are letting us know what's going on by the deep state, what the deep state intends, how they intended to use these things to enslave us, and how many of those things have been reversed. So pay attention and join us back at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. After an Afghan national was named as being behind a shooting in Washington, D.C., and it left 1 member, this article says, of the National Guard unalive, but now we know it's 2. And it was 1 at this time and another in critical condition. The Trump administration said it's halting all asylum decisions. We don't care if you are seeking political asylum, political safety, political refuge because of what happened in your country. We don't care if your visa has run out. And now because your visa has run out, you're just going to seek asylum and fill out some paperwork and say, I can be here lawfully. All of it has come to a screeching halt. He cannot afford to go along with this program. Now, whether some people really passed away or not, even if this was a fake event where some people are saying nobody really died, some of these people were actors that participated in other acts. I'm not sure because I haven't done a deep dive on it, but they're using this as an example. They're using this to set the precipice for how we're moving forward as it relates to people coming across our borders. It's not because we're racist. It's not because as a nation, we don't love everybody. We don't care about giving people opportunities, but it's because we cannot afford for Americans to be taken advantage of, misused, can't afford for them to come over here and take away the jobs, even though they say they come over here to do the jobs we don't want to do. We can't afford that to happen because if we don't have them here, then more Americans could work, even if it means our children, our teenagers or college students can take those jobs. We can't afford for people to come over here and traffic our women and children. So we can't afford for drugs to come into our country, okay? Look into what's been going on in Afghanistan. How many drugs have come and what type of drugs have come in from our country or from Afghanistan into the country? So after the unalivement of these National Guardsmen, Joseph Edlow, who's the director of the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, or USCIS, said on Friday night, 2 nights ago, the day after Thanksgiving, that the agency, USCIS, is pausing decisions on everybody until they can ensure that every alien is vetted and screened to the maximum degree possible. And I heard President Trump's speech as well as Joseph Edlow, and he said, we are going to vet everybody that comes into this country thoroughly. Now, on tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Master Morris Science scholar and teacher Jacob Bay is going to talk about why they're vetting people, how they're vetting people, and what these people who come into our country must do for the American people if they decide to come. But they're saying they are making sure that they vet everybody come to the maximum degree. The safety of the American people always comes first. That is what a nationalist is. Some people would say, Donald Trump is a racist and white supremacist. He's always talking about America first and make America great again. My darlings, my lovelies, it's called being a nationalist, where you love your family and your nation, your tribe, your bloodline, or your country before everybody. Self-preservation is the first law of nature, is what my father, David Roy Pruitt, God bless his soul, God rest his soul, taught me as a child. If you don't love yourself and you don't preserve yourself and your bloodline and your family member and your tribe before you help somebody else, there's something wrong with you. Even when you travel on the airlines, you will hear the stewardess say, if in case of an emergency, you will have oxygen masks that will drop down the ceiling. Put the mask on yourself first before you put it on everybody else, because that just makes sense to save yourself first before you go around trying to put out fires and save everybody else. Because if you pass out, or God forbid, DIE, you won't be able to help the children or the feeble or the people that are disabled. So he's a nationalist. The decision follows President Donald Trump's promise of a sharp crackdown on immigration from countries that he described as third world. He didn't even try to be politically correct and call them developing countries. He's just straight out said third world countries. Yes, because a lot of people are in third world countries, impoverished, having a lot of issues and trouble, we understand they will come through our country. But you have CIA members and FBI and people that we know, because JFK Jr., also known as David Quigley, told us that the government was run by CIA, FBI, secret society members who are really gangsters. Okay, they will bring in people from third world countries, understanding that these people want an opportunity, they want to eat, they're hungry, so they will put them through MK Ultra mind control programs, and then use them. And, at certain times, they call them sleeper cells, and initiate or ignite something in them, turn on a program in their mind using certain type of energy waves, or, maybe some words on command. And then those people will go and shoot to unalive people. So, writing on the social media on Thursday night, Trump rallied against immigrants from impoverished nations, accused them of being a burden on the nation's welfare system, and preying on natural-born citizens. People don't want to receive that, but a lot of times, when you have so many people here, and you don't have the available resources. We know the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and America has a lot of resources, but the people in power have hoarded the resources. So if the resources are not readily available for everybody, and they're giving them to people that come to our country, they're giving them the right to vote, they're giving them EBT, they're giving them welfare, they're giving them healthcare, they're giving them money, TANF, a temporary assistance to needy families. They're giving them mortgage loans with no interest, and they don't have to have credit scores. They're just giving them no interest and low interest business loans. I know that from talking to people from Middle Eastern countries who had stores and gas stations in the so-called Black community in Louisville, Kentucky. They outright told me, because the men, of course, they want to flirt with a beautiful woman. And I would ask them questions like, how are you here? How are you financing this store? Oh, we get no interest loans or very low interest loans. And then we open up a store or a gas station in your community, because we're trying to help, they say, but they're really not. They don't put any money in the communities. And then once that 5 years pass, a 5 year no interest or low interest, then we'll bring another family member here and we'll transfer the business into their names, and we'll just keep doing it till we enhance and enrich ourselves, and we live on the other side of town, although we have businesses in the impoverished side of town, and we're sending money to our country to make our country great again. Isn't that wonderful? So President Trump said, enough of this. I'm going to permanently pause migration from all third world countries to allow the United States system to fully recover. This is what he wrote on his social media account. What is it huge that's coming down the pipeline? Freedom, prosperity, and a whole lot of wealth for us, the American people, because President Trump and the people that are really behind the scenes running things to dismantle the deep state and get rid of the people that are here to harm us are ensuring that now the land and the resources will be reserved for the people. Okay. However, the deep state is going to respond. And I did hear President Trump address that. They're going to respond because nobody wants to give up their power. They're going to go out kicking and screaming. President Trump said he's putting a pause to all this asylum. He's putting a pause to people coming into our country. He is putting a pause to all of this. He said now he's allowing the system to recalibrate. I'm going to permanently pause migration from all third world countries to allow the United States system to fully recover. And he's not, in my humble opinion, or my very strong opinion, saying that he doesn't like people from other nations. What he's saying is some people that have been allowed to come here have been dangerous. So if you want to come here and you want an opportunity, you're not going to be able to just come here to get a job or to create a business. Because believe it or not, I've traveled around to several different countries, and so have some of you. As an American national or any nationals, when you go into other countries, if you want to be there, you have to abide by the laws. You don't get the ability to vote because you're not from there. Okay. You don't automatically get free money, free healthcare, none of that. You don't get to learn their language for free. You have to learn that on your own. So you have to assimilate when you go to other countries. If you truly want to be received and you want to thrive, you need to assimilate. That means that some of your culture, you're going to have to give up and become fully immersed in their culture. When you go to college, as I have been to college, they'll teach you that assimilation is wrong, that you should never force anybody to assimilate and to give up their culture. But if somebody doesn't give up their culture or their nationality, And you don't give up your nationality, but you don't give up part of who you are in order to embrace that country's culture, then people are going to look at you with a side eye like, why are you here? Can I trust you? You don't know the language. You're not speaking the language. You're only speaking your language. You're only dealing with your people. You don't want anything to do with us. And then some of them don't even, not that they don't have anything to do with us except for making love to us, but they were even told not to come around certain people in the community. Many people from different countries, when they come to America, are told, stay away from so-called Black people or African Americans, stay away from them, the indigenous people, stay away from them, don't have anything to do with them. They are briefed, but they'll come off the planet asking for the big booty BITCHs. Yeah, they will. I want the big, they'll come up looking to make love to you and procreate with you. But in terms of trying to really do business with you or to help you out of your situation, and not just the indigenous people, they're told to stay away from Black folk that we know are indigenous people. They're not told to stay away from anybody else. Okay. But if you notice, a lot of them don't necessarily try to take on the American culture or the language or to assimilate or to embrace who we are. But they'll talk about our leaders. They'll speak against us. Some of them, not all of them, because we know a lot of them that are really good people and we love them. Some of us are married to them. But, they'll speak against sometimes your government, your presidents. And you're not going to do that when you go to somebody else's country. Okay. And if you do, something could happen to you. And I've said that on my podcast before, where there were two American sisters, Black American sisters, that went over to Ghana to get some land and thought because they were Black African Americans who had allegedly some ancestry in Ghana, they thought this land was going to be given to them for free. They literally believed when the Ghanaian government said that this is your call to come back home. What they didn't understand and understand was that call to come back home was not for so-called Black Americans. It was for the Ghanaians who had traveled abroad to different countries. That call was for them to come back home. And I know that for a fact because I went to Ghana during one of these calls to come back home. And I talked to the Black Americans that were there that was like, we're not getting any free land. And then the big come back home season that happened a few years ago, my son was there. And they literally laid out that this is not for Black Americans. This is not for anybody else but the Ghanaians who have come back home. It was come back home to them, and they gave them land and they gave them resources. Well, a few years ago, there were two Black American women that thought that, we should be able to go to Africa and take our land because people told us we were Black Americans from Africa, right? And they started arguing with the chiefs there. And, demanding this land. And, they took that American attitude. You know how we are. We know we're from the greatest country in the world. That's, we're very egocentric. Okay. So please forgive us if you're not from America watching this. Just like you're proud of your country, we're proud of our country. But they took it too far. I'm American. I can do what I want. And I'm African American. I can take this land. And they would say, the chief said, well, if you follow the protocol, like you're supposed to back then bring $100,000 with you to invest in our country, then we'll consider it. They were like, we don't have to do that. We're American. We can wave our flag. We can do what we want. So the chief said, and I was there when this happened. So the chief said, well, why don't you marry Ghanaians? And these were strong, independent women who were like, we don't have to get married. We weren't married in America. We're not getting married for some land. Are you kidding me? I'm African. I can have this land. So they fought with chiefs, took them to court, waved their flags, arrogantly stated that they didn't have to follow any protocol. They don't have to marry anybody there. They don't have to have any children. They were beyond childbearing age. And unfortunately, I noticed for a fact, I was there when it happened. The American community that's there in Ghana grieved. You didn't hear about these reports in Ghana, but those two women came up missing. They were unalived because they thought they can bring that arrogant attitude to somebody else's land and claim what did not belong to them. You are not going to somebody else's country, taking over their resources, including the land, the money, the men, the women, the politics, infiltrating their politics or their government like a lot of people has been allowed to do today. Okay, so what's coming down the pipeline that's huge is going to be freedom for we American people, and it's going to be a huge stance against some of the people that have been coming here unlawfully. Tonight, we're going to say, if you want at 8 o'clock, when we bring on Jacob Bay, he's going to talk about what you have to do if you want to come cross these borders, how you have to treat the American people, how you have to be kind to the American people, how you have to conduct yourself in integrity, and how you have to conduct yourself in business. Because a lot of the people that are in so-called government are not American. A lot of people that's been making policies and statutes and codes are not American. A lot of people that's taken over health and education are not American. A lot of people in the entertainment industry are not American. A lot of people who have infiltrated every single segment of our society are not American. A lot of people in research, a lot of them are from the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. Former FBI Director Mike Pompeo said that on February 8th, 2020, when he went to the government's conference and he spoke to all governors from all of the states here in America and said, you need to do the right thing because I know about the CCP, the Communist Party of China, bringing in their students who are really communists. They look like they're benign. They look benevolent. They look innocent, but these are militant men and women who are coming in here, poisoning the medicine, finding out our secrets and sending them over to China. He spoke. You can look it up on YouTube. Mike Pompeo speaks to the governors February 8th, 2020. And he said, I have a report card on every last one of you. I see all the things that you've done. And I know that you've been complicit with the Communist Chinese Party of China. I'm telling you, you need to do the right thing. I'm giving you one last chance. February 8th, 2020. And he told them, I have a report card. I see how many of you have been involved. And you know what happened a month later? Because I knew when I saw that report that he was telling them they better not allow for these governors for protests to happen in their country or for any type or the C virus, that CV-19 to take over their states and the country. But on March the 13th, they did it anyway. They shut down the whole world. Mike Pompeo was speaking to the governors because he knew that the people in power, the elite, because he's elite too, right? He's from certain bloodline families, and I'm sure he is a part of some cliques, else he wouldn't have that role. He knew that the deep state would cause things like the false flag event of George Floyd being unalive. As Chief Mack told us, that is that Jackson guy. I forgot his name, somebody Jackson. And in the deep state even told you that they look like, brothers and that they were cousins because they put prosthetics on these people and they make them, look a little different. But he knew, Mike Pompeo knew, President Trump knew that the deep state would cause the unaliving of somebody like George Floyd to get who upset? Liberals, people classified as Black or African American. And if you unalive somebody, or even if you fake unalive somebody and you put on this huge production, then you can send in Antifa and Black Lives Matter and Until Freedom and that crazy guy called Grandmaster Flash or whatever his name was. What's his name? Grandmaster J over the No Effing Around Coalition. Just the name of the NFAC should have let you know that this was a dummy, a CIA asset that was being stupid, telling Black folks and everybody else, people classified as Black, to pick up arms like you can fight against the military. Just asinine. They knew that if they unalive a man classified as Black, Black Lives Matter, Until Freedom, the NFAC, the militant group who didn't really care about we the people, and Until Freedom would stage protests, have people all upset and in their feelings and in their emotions. They don't even know who this George Floyd character is. They just watched a production on television and they believed it, whether it was true or not. I'm not here to judge, but they didn't know this guy. Did they care when other people had been unalived? Did they care when so-called people classified as white were unalived in their communities? Did they care when anybody else was unalived? Oh no, but some character by the name of George Floyd that we never heard of got all these people taken to the streets protesting right during a time of a global pandemic and shutdown. And then we had a ritual in Louisville, Kentucky, where Breonna Taylor was unalived. People took to the streets, oh, we're going to justice for Breonna Taylor. And I understand, I understand that. Most people didn't even know this woman. They didn't know where she came from. They never read her record. They didn't read the report. They didn't see she was involved with a man who was involved with drugs. They didn't even know that the year before, a dead body was found in her red car in a trunk. And so there was the police had surveilled her place because they didn't know who committed that unalivement. They didn't know that this guy that she was with was probably some type of asset that was involved. And we know that not that he was probably an asset of the police, but he had some agreements. But we do know he was a part of the largest drug deal or largest drug gang corporation called No Limit. No Limit. Where have you heard that word before? If you put No Limit together with Louisville, Kentucky, there was the largest drug ring in Louisville, Kentucky. That should tell you something. A lot of entertainers that support certain cities and states and say, oh, that's like my home. They are used as assets to put drugs in certain communities. But they didn't know that Breonna Taylor's boyfriend was involved in that. And then even when she was unalive, the way how is it that the way the whole thing went down looked like he pushed her, people are saying, in front of the police so that she can get unalive. And it just seemed like it was a ritual. But then that got people in Louisville, Kentucky stirred up. And I get it. I understand and understand why. But what I'm saying is then the deep state and George Soros funded assets like Black Lives Matter, like Until Freedom, like Antifa, who are funded by George Soros and who are funded by the Democratic Party, and Act Blue. Act Blue is a company that also funds the Democratic Party. All of them were involved in causing a massive protest that was not peaceful at all. Okay, because I lived in Louisville, Kentucky, and I saw some of those protests, and we watched the protests all over the country that were completely out of control. And we saw how people completely destroyed their own communities, destroyed the downtown, destroyed businesses, bashed in windows, bashed in stores, stole from these companies, and just caused mayhem all across the nation, especially in certain liberal democratic cities, many of which are cities that are, what do you call those cities where people can rush to if they're from other countries? What do you call those cities? You guys know the name of these cities where people can run to, like sanctuary cities. That's not by happenstance. So what I'm saying, family, is that was something that happened to cause fear and panic, and to cause the deep state to then come in with a lot of rules and let's shut down the world and take away jobs from people. And it was just crazy. So a lot of those people were involved with this Chinese Communist Party of China. Fortunately, after that was over, 400 million people defected or left to CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. That's good news. But we still have Act Blue. We still have Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and other companies that are saying that they're going to launch mass protests. So when President Trump was saying he's taking a stance against the deep state, I see Chief Mack in the background. Then I saw somebody from mainstream media ask Trump, what are you going to do? Because they're saying they're going to have no kings protests all across the country in response to you saying that you're going to make sure that you shut down all these people being allowed to come into our country without investing in our country, and you're going to vet them heavily. So stay on guard, stay alert, stay vigilant, and know that they intend to do something that could lead to chaos. Okay. But as Chief Mack has always said, they always do something, cause chaos, so that they can bring order out of chaos. And we're going to bring Chief Mack on to give his words. So pay attention, because when I did a podcast in my private group, somebody said President Trump has been saying for the last 2 times he has given a speech, start stocking up on food and start preparing. Way before this, we even had this shooting, President Trump had released the National Guard, okay, here and across many cities in the country. So when I asked Chief Mack and Chief Rod Hayes, because I have relationships with them, they're chiefs in their different tribes, are we under the Insurrection Act? Because President Trump said he could initiate or invoke the Insurrection Act. And I did a podcast on that. He said that 2 or 3 weeks ago. I could or I might invoke the Insurrection Act. My darlings, he has already invoked the Insurrection Act. We are already under military operation. President Trump is the president of the military and the commander-in-chief of the military. So this is why he had a meeting with the National Guard on September the 30th and gave them commands to stand guard, because the deep state is going to be angry that we're getting rid of these CIA assets, and we're getting rid of these people who have pushed drugs, etc. Chief Mack's in the house. Hey, Chief, I see you playing music.
Yeah, I'm just getting high right quick. I'm just loading up again. I'm just loading up my gift, playing.
That's beautiful.
That's what I do, guys. I have to load up and heal myself with those vibrations and those frequencies through keys, with a gift that was given to me by the Great Spirit to serenade myself, to heal myself, and to unload the negative charge and bring in the good charge. So this is what I do when I need some healing, when I need to be soothed up and booed up. Me playing, people don't realize it's frequencies, and it can make me happy. I can. When I play that right there, that's the first song as a 12-year-old child. When I didn't know my mom could play the piano, my great grandma had given my mom an old upright piano that had a harp inside of it. And that's what your pianos are. Your grand pianos have harps inside of them. So you see right here, you see that harp? That's a harp.
Wow.
So what is a harp? The harp is a heavenly instrument. Okay.
Yes. David played the harp to soothe the king.
So many people said that I am David reincarnated.
King David from the Bible family.
So the piano was created by the indigenous melanated people. We created the piano. We took a harp, and a harp, they laid it down inside a baby grand, and then have it where you can play the keys. So the piano is the mother of all instruments. Chief Mack is taking you on a journey in the history lesson. I'm loaded with it, And so the Creator gave me that gift to be able to play, because it's the frequencies of music is universal.
Yes.
Music heals the heart. It removes the bad charges and recharge you up with righteousness, And so when you have a gift as beautiful as this gift that was given to me, you can't be negative. You can't.
That's right.
There's no evil in the person who have a beautiful gift like I have. And in fact, you have a lot of angry birds out there that say, I had a person that say that he can't play the piano, he push a button and make y'all think he can play. That's the epitome of hate and jealousy. I've been playing all my life. My family's musically inclined. My daughter sings, and now my daughter even took the gift from me. She plays.
That's awesome.
So, so I'm doing something major. So I just wanted to be able to play for you guys that I'm in a great spirit. I just got off the phone with another client, deal sold. He said he heard me on the Dr. Pruitt show.
Praise God.
White guy was so excited to talk to me, and I gave him a wealth of knowledge on the phone for an hour.
That's awesome, Chief.
He's gonna call. So while people are trying to make me look like the bad guy, thank you so much. Thank you so much, because I'm doing something mad. I am mad. I'm doing something mighty, and people appreciate me. I got another client who paid me nicely, and trust me, he's been taken care of. I gave him
Mm,
a wealth of knowledge. He blew his mind. Then I
mm.
go to first of all, when I go on the phone with people, I fill out their spirit.
Yes,
I
sir.
I feel it to make sure that you ain't what the enemy sent. I filled
Mm-hmm.
your spirit out. Then I tested the brother. I said, "You have it?" He said, "Yes, I have it." About Then we talked. We were talk for about an hour on the phone, and I gave him the information to make an executive decision, not only for him, but for his spouse and his children. And
Mm-hmm.
he understands that what he's doing today is not only for him, his spouse, or his children, but his children's children. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how serious this thing is. We have a miracle getting ready to take place, guys. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been pleading with people to clean your acts up
Mm-hmm. Why
because
do
we're
they
at a
need to
time
clean
right
your acts up? Why, Chief?
because if you don't clean it up, you're gonna take your own stuff up out of here. And so people are gonna see that they have done some things that's gonna take them out of here.
Mm-hmm.
You can't run from it. When you put out them bad seeds and lying, deceit, and deception to other people, and thinking, and then you see it's not working, it's not manifesting on
Mm-hmm.
the righteous, and you think that you're free of any debt, that's a karmic debt. If you think that you're free of that, you're kidding yourself. Because I'm telling people to clean your heart up, and if anybody gets access to any of this wealth, and you hadn't done that shadow work and groundwork to purge your heart from that evil intent that's inside you, what do you think money's going to do? It's going to accentuate the evil that's in you or the righteousness that's in you.
Well, Chief,
And if you,
some people don't know that there's about to be a great wealth transfer. Some people here are new. Can you explain about anything that you think about the wealth transfer and how what happened in DC could be connected?
it is, it's all, but like we said earlier, it's just a distraction. This lets me know a person that have the understanding that I have. It's saying that they're coming out chaos. It's order out of chaos. So
Okay.
they have chaos, and then this will be just what they need to bring martial law right before they open up the gates, and they have all these people with this foreign currency, millions, hundreds of millions, and billions of dollars worth of foreign currency. They need to have security on the streets in the form of the military or the martial law. Martial
Mm,
law, what would that do? This is the spirit. This is what is coming to my head. They need martial law to happen. Why? So they can have an excuse to keep people and essential workers only out. And the
oh,
people who understand if you have the foreign currency, it would be just your reason to be out in martial law to go to the treasury or go to the banks. Well, they
mm,
got the mass to scare it because they cover with something even bigger than this, something that's equivalent to 9/11 or greater. It's getting ready to happen.
mm.
And it's going to have everybody inside their homes. And then they're going to, bam, it hits. And the people who have foreign currency, you would have the rights to be out to either go to the banks, which most banks would be redemption centers chosen by the Treasury to be a redemption center, or you can walk in one of your Federal Reserve buildings and walk out there with a black card.
Wow.
So this is what they're doing. So when I heard that, it was just random because the guy they used for the shooting was used in another psyop.
Mm. You
He
did
got they
tell
look
me
at he used another side. They got the same picture. They just put some prosthetics on him for the same face, the same eyes, and that's what they do. So when I saw that, I chuckled and I laughed. I
that.
said they get close to the RV happen. So if you don't have any the foreign currency is the easiest and cheapest way to tap over into overflow because it's
Mm.
cheap. They
And I
got some.
also go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Chief.
You can get some foreign currency, man. They got some notes out there. You can get some aggro checks for about 14, $15 a piece.
Mm.
From what I'm hearing, in my opinion, one aggro check can go for like 33,000 a piece.
Wow.
So why would you be so negative, so evil, so envious, with jealousy and malice in your heart toward anybody when you have access to tap over into it? Why?
Mm-hmm.
No time for that. Why would you want to so-called scam people when you have your own abundance? I got my own shit. Excuse my French. To be worried about scamming somebody else, man. That's lame. Who would do that? That's
Yeah,
lame.
we went.
That's that's
Yes, we can do
that's
that.
an idiot. I'm too classy, too sharp, too tapped into to do something evil and wicked and
Mm.
ignorant as that. And
Look,
if anybody
Chief.
believe that, yeah,
I'm
That's a
sorry.
threat.
Terry said Derek Johnson said the same thing, Chief, about this being a psyop and how this is
Yeah, it's
a cover for something bigger.
it's a cover for something big. I believe, in my opinion, that this is going to start martial law. It's started, and that ready next week can be a pivotal week because
Mm,
it's going to be some chain reaction that's going to happen from this. It's going to be a chain reaction that happens from this, and I believe that, in my opinion, that the RVs is here to come,
mm,
and that they've been trying to tell you, they've been forecasting it, saying it's going to be the best Christmas. So Christmas, so-called the 25th. So we know that something unimaginable, incredible is going to happen on or before Christmas. So guys,
mm,
America was getting ready to happen. All that's been taken away from you, the
mm.
house, the cars, the relationships, the betrayal,
Yeah.
take it because it got you to where you are. And you don't want to have the wrong people in your life when you step it over to overflow. And so anybody that have disconnected themselves from you, or you have vice versa, it's because they wasn't supposed to be around.
Mm.
They wasn't to trust the process. And these people are going to feel like plum fools because all of that hate and the envy and malice each other, it's not even necessary. It's not even necessary right now. Everybody have an overflow. If you got a social security number and a uh, uh, birth certificate, you have an inheritance. And you
Mhm.
tap into that inheritance through the foreign currency. So you should be focusing yourself, man, your children, your family, and breaking the generational curses off your family through lack. Lack is lack is dangerous. Lack is causing families to be destroyed, people to be robbed and
It's
killed
true.
because of lack. You got guys out here selling drugs and dope and pushing pills because of
Mhm.
lack. You can stop that from happening. You can create jobs and re-educate these young men and take them off the streets and change their computers, their brain process from thinking a certain way. We have that ability. That's my goal, and I don't have time for nothing else. This is what we have the ability to do. I just
Yes.
saw a building for sale. I want to buy it. But so this is what we should be. We should be focused on that, other than each other. I get it, but I know everybody can't get it. Everybody can't handle this. They can't handle it. So, but those of you who got foreign currency, those of you who want your trust, don't have your trust, you don't have the full balance, I'm willing to work out a payment plan with you. I want you to have that trust. I don't want your finances to get in the way of you not being able to get the trust. If you don't have the whole thing up front, it's no problem. We'll talk personally. I'll find out where you are, and we can work something out. And I have done this for a lot of different people.
You really have.
A lot of different
How
people.
can people contact you if they want a consultation with you or they want you to help them with their trust?
That's Unity in Motion 45 at yahoo.com.
Got it.
That's UNITYINMOTION, the number 45 at yahoo.com. Call with a clean heart and be ready to learn something because I'm a good teacher. I can teach you something. Get the foreign EIN number, create that new identity, operate in trust, become a foundation and a ministry, and bring your name from the all caps to the uppercase, lowercase man and woman. You know, and let's get ready to roll our sleeves up and let's get down to business. For the first time in a long time, we're gonna be about our business. And you see some of our people can't handle this type of business. We have an
Hmm.
opportunity to be your own network, to be a philanthropist, to be that businessman or woman that you want to be, to learn something, to know how to mind your damn business and protect your family and your assets. This is what time it is right now. So it's a learning lesson for me, for you, and for everybody else who's going to tap into this wealth. The most important thing you're going to find out is that when you got this type of wealth, you got to protect it because you're going to have people gunning at you. And so if
Hmm.
you're a person that just run your mouth freely and run your damn mouth on these social media platforms, because they watching.
They're
Did you
watching.
know that the people who have felonies, dope charge, stuff like that, the people who have ran their mouth on these social media platforms and said all kind of crazy stuff, as you go on them things, they're going to run a whole profile on you. They're going to do this.
Yeah.
For those of you who think you're going to get this money, that's why it's going to take about 2 hours in these banks. the Treasury, and all of them. When they run your name in that computer, it's gonna roll out everything that you did.
Wow.
It's gonna roll everything. That's why you're gonna be in there for 2 hours. Because you could be in and out of there for like 25 minutes. But no, it's taking that long because while you in that, they prolonging thing, the Treasury is running everything on. They're running because that's why they're doing the biometrics. Because they're not playing about this. They want to make sure if you're a person, if you been in jail, you sold dope before, if you domestic violence, a gun charge, all these things, it's gonna pull all the way up. If you don't hear dogging people out, lying on people on social media and thinking it's cute, they're gonna see, are you capable of handling this type of wealth? And you don't hear talking like you're a peasant, a lower vibrational. They're gonna run a tab on you. And this is what's coming. What's coming. People are gonna know real quick, we're moving to a whole new world. And that new world that we're going to be opened up to was a world that had always been here. We're just being opened up to it. And people are going to see real soon that the things you've done over in 3D, trying to get over into 5D, you're going to run into a stoplight. This is why I've been telling people to clean your hearts. This is why I don't care about people allowing me to say things about me. I make sure that I'm not gaslighted out of my righteousness and my inheritance.
That's right.
And then you find out people end up setting themselves up and don't realize it because they done ran their mouth and you can't take that back. So this is why I've been saying, clean your hearts and purge your hearts, guys. Clean it. I've done it, and I'm looking pretty nice. I said, but I'm happy. I'm looking pretty. I'm excited about life.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
happy about life. So much to the point I don't have to worry about what the next man or woman is doing. I'm excited about life. I see being able to get the homeless off the street, being able to help out my brothers and sisters, and to get them off working a job, man. Isn't that something to be so proud of and excited about, guys?
Yes.
To even partner up with other brothers and sisters who have wealth, and that's being able to talk and cry and say, "Can you believe it? We're there."
Yes.
This is equivalent to you walking into the pearly gates because you're gonna turn earth into them pearly gates.
Wow.
Because my estate gonna have pearly gates with lions, big lions on it. My $5 and $10 million estate. How about that? Do you think I'm worried about what you said about me? Not gonna stop me. Not gonna stop me from my inheritance. You'll end up taking yourself out of here, being 6 feet under, trying to do that to me. And I'm a righteous man. Worry about yourself. Get your inheritance. Get it. It's out there to be getting, isn't it?
You had mentioned that agro checks was a good investment because it's inexpensive. Somebody from our private group, when we were doing our meeting earlier this morning, said that the Venezuelan 1 million note was going for less than $3, like $2 and something cent.
Venezuela is.
Chief is going to come back. If you're interested in getting a trust from Chief or a consultation, you can contact him at unityinmotion45@yahoo.com. And until he comes back, Rich P. Rich wants me to remind you that gold and silver prices are going up. 1 minute, Chief. Speaking of gold, I see gold in Chief's background. Gold and silver prices are going up. That's how you know also that something huge is happening behind the scenes, because gold and silver always fluctuates or moves when something geopolitical happened. So when that shooting happened at the White House, we saw gold reach a new all-time high. We saw silver reach a new all-time high. Yes. And the reason for that is because people in other countries know that everything that happens is connected to the deep state being dismantled and the dollar, which is part of the deep state, being dismantled. So people in other countries are like, oh no, we got to have a safe haven. And rich people here in America, they know. We know that whenever geopolitical things like that happen, it's going to affect the dollar. And so as the dollar loses value, silver and gold increases value. So they stop trading with their dollar and they stop using their dollar for daily purchases, and they start taking their savings out of the bank and out of their retirement accounts, and they put them in gold and silver. So if you're interested in gold and silver, Rich Pritch, thank you for bringing this up. Contact our affiliate, Miles Franklin, at 929-7006, or send them an email at info@milesfranklin.com. You can also go to your local coin dealer to buy silver and gold or copper. But Miles Franklin is our affiliate. Let them know you heard about silver and gold from Dr. Kia Pruitt, and you will get the best prices in the industry. Another reason, and I'm telling you all this for a reason, not just because I want you to get it, not just because I'm trying to sell, but because somebody mentioned in the comments that copper just went up $1. Somebody says silver is ready to explode anytime. Thank you. Somebody says, I got my trust from Chief Mack. Who was it that said silver? Somebody said copper. Silver is now $57 an ounce. That's a new all-time high. Thank you for saying that, Rich. Hi, Jeffrey Short. Jeffrey said copper is rising, and he told us about copper a couple months ago in our private group. Copper is going to correlate with silver, and silver correlates with gold. I told you, whenever big events like what happened in Washington happens, precious metals explode in value. People start taking their savings out, their money out the banks. They don't trust the banks. They don't know the banks are connected to the deep state. They're like, the deep state might try to get you back by taking all the money out of the bank. You know, you just never know. So copper used to be 79 cents an ounce a few years ago. It is now about $2.99. But Jeffrey Short said, copper is rising. I'm still holding my Bolivar as well. Okay, that's it, Chief. I just wanted to encourage people to not only consider foreign currencies, but precious metals. Somebody asked about the ZIM. You know, if you want to get into the ZIM, I'll let Chief Mack talk about that. The ZIM bond is a bond written on government paper, and at the top left-hand corner, it says, "This is a promise to pay the bearer on demand." And I yield the floor to Chief Mack.
When it said this is a promise to pay the bearer on demand, that means you walk into the treasury with that bond, and you walk out of there with a black card, because the bank, there's some people out there who have hundreds of these ZIMs. The banks can't handle that, because the banks will have to buy it, but the banks don't have it to purchase people walking in there with like 100 ZIMs. $100 trillion ZIMs. So the Treasury will be prepared to give you what's in your state, the black card. Then you get a black card because that's coming from that state, that's trusted state. That's where all the funds are coming from, that state. Okay. Nobody's saying that. I'm the only one that's saying that, but I
You're
just
the only
know
one I've heard say that.
They're saying that because I know the private sector. And I know people saying, well, because Iraq got oil, or this company got this, got that. No. Everybody is going to make money off of you when you buy the foreign currency. Let's say they may tell us the Iraqi dinar is $4, right? But really, on the other end, it's $8 to $9 to $10. So we make
wow.
So when you go to the bank gonna shoot you down to $3.90, so they get the 10% spread. And by the time
hopefully Chief Mack can come back in the room. There you go, Chief. Remember to get your silver or gold from Miles Franklin at 952-929-7006, or send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. And let them know Dr. Kia sent you. Yes.
Okay.
We can hear you, Chief.
So the banks that have the spread.
Chief Mack is going to come back, but in the meantime, family, at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to have a master teacher and scholar, more teacher and scholar to come on tonight at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm not going to stay on long. This is none other than Brother Jacob Bay, who's been whispering things to me for years now, letting me know about how to look at things, because he and I both understand gematria, and he understands astrology, numerology, and how the deep state and hidden brotherhoods have run and controlled the world. He's going to talk about how they have done that and how their rituals and spells have kept us enslaved. But he's also going to tell you the good news that everything's been reversed. And he's saying, if you know how to read the codes and their rituals and in their publications and in mainstream media and some of the Hollywood movies, you'll see that the spell against humanity, keep us enslaved, has been reversed. So Come back at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time to hear Brother Jacob Bay's presentation. It's going to be huge. Bring your pens, bring your pencils, and bring your questions. So I'm not going to keep you all on much longer, but we do want to yield the floor back to the Chief of the Soul Tribe, Chief Mack. I'm sorry, Chief.
No, no problem. So that's all. So it's just an exciting time to be around. It's just excited, man. I never thought that we would be. It's a gift to be alive right now to see that change happen, man. With the people who are tapped in are going to receive the wealth that's been owed to them at birth, man. Because the United States Corporation was supposed to handle all our affairs. That means there was never supposed to be any debt. They were supposed to handle our affairs. That's why the Social Security card was given to you. And the Social Security card was like a credit card, a debit card to that your BC. Your BC with no birth certificate. That was known as an account, a trust that was set up for you at birth. So that when you turn of the age of majority, you were supposed to be able to go in there and buy what you need through that Social Security card, which is a credit card. And they switched everything around and took power from the people and turned the people to slaves through jobs, and the job is slavery because they're paying you out that trust. I get it, and I'm really teaching people. I get it. So we're trying to deliver people out of being in bondage to working a 9-to-5 job, paying you out your damn trust. And you're working for linear income. You can never become wealthy. Get linear income, and actually a job is stressing folks out. People rushing. And the insurance company, they're all getting over on it. They know that you have to rush to work. They know that they'll ask you, are you using this car to go to work? Yes. They shoot your premiums up.
What? That's why they asked you that question?
Yeah, they're not simply asking you that. Then they even using people's social security numbers. You can't do that. They know that your credit's down because people ain't got jobs. They ask you, are you going to use this car to go back and forth to work? You say yes, and they hit you upside the head with the high interest, man. Then you live in a certain area. They hit you upside. What side of town do you live on? That's slow down, man.
Wow.
Slow down. So with people who have these millions, you can become your own insurance through an insurance bond. I know about that. You can have your own insurance. How about that? Because the insurance people are pulling and paying you from your estate. If you have an accident, the check that they give you is going to come out of your own estate. They're not giving you anything, but they're becoming enriching themselves off being your fiduciary over your estate. So I'm saying things that people ain't saying, and I know how it goes. So that's why I'm a man to be valued. And my enemies are on here. You're learning from me because you don't know what I know. But
they learn from our shows, and then they go on their
come in here. Then they go over there trying to talk like they know what they talking about.
And they badmouth us.
Then they badmouth you. They try to throw you to thinking they're gonna sink you, and they come in with a cape on trying to be like you, and they fail miserably. They fail miserably. But they on here watching us, learning from us, and taking mental notes. And then try to go over there and talk like they know what they talking about, but they don't. I got rid of a court case not because of what somebody told me, what I heard. I did it myself, wasn't there? And I know it's a certain way. And it's nothing to brag about. It's that when you operate in honor. I don't go to court to act like I'm gonna beat the judge, I made it. No, the system ain't broke. It's fixed a certain way. And we know how to go in there. And how do you smile? I smiled at the judge. Hey, sir, you're gonna need an attorney. I said, no, thank you. I was nice and nasty. No, thank you. You see what I put on that record? You see the paperwork I put on that case? You have a good day, sir. The sheriffs are in there, smiled, looked at me. I nodded my head at the sheriffs, let them know I was there in honor. Looked at the judge, smiled at him, nodded my head in honors. And that was 2 years ago, and I hadn't heard anything from them because my paperwork did the talking. I don't have to be angry and upset. You're angry and upset because you don't know how to articulate what you need to. So babies cry because they're trying to talk to you, but you can't understand them. So they throw a temper tantrum because you're not understanding them saying, I'm hungry or my stomach hurt. So they cry and cry. And so that's when you got grown ass folks who throwing temper tantrums because they're not able to articulate what they should, how they feel, and being real authentic, having accountability and humility. If you don't have that as an adult, you are dangerous not only to yourself, but to people around you. You got way too many grown-ass folks out here who lack that, who lack it. I have it, and that's why I'm succeeding. When you're doing, I got way too many people calling me and talking to me and wanting to go to bat for me for anybody to try to come in and say, he this, need that. It's too late. I got it. I'm tapped over to overflow.
Yes, sir.
Right now, and I'm appreciative about it, and I help out a lot of people. The righteous people I help out.
You help me, and I'm so grateful. Thank you,
well,
Chief.
You do because a lot of people, you listening to you 2 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago, and started watching. We both said, okay, that man is on something, or that woman's on something. And hearing you talk about the foreign currency, that piqued my interest.
But praise God.
I didn't hear nobody that you got a melanated sister, middleweight sister, talking about giving a financial forecast to a lot of people out there. And there's a lot of people, and I'm gonna tell you something, we got to protect Dr. Kia at all costs. Don't let nobody put their mouth on this woman.
Thank you. Thank
If you
you.
see anybody put their mouth on this woman raised children that are productive. Her sacrifices not only for her children, but for the nations. Coming here for the past who knows how many years, educating people, giving people the financial forecast so that many of you today have gotten foreign currencies because you would have never heard it if it weren't for this woman here. I have a
Thank you.
lot of people said they found out me through Dr. Kia and they are happy. So we need to protect this sister at all costs and don't let nobody put their damn mouth on this sister. Don't even know what the hell they talking about and they put their mouth on this sister because they don't have enough knowledge. They haven't brought that knowledge up to par. And then when she says something, they say, oh, that ain't gonna happen. This ain't gonna happen. And you open your fat mouth up without doing any research. Persecution without investigation is the idiot, stupid, and childish thing to do. To put your mouth on something or someone when you don't even know the full story about what you're talking about. And the way too many people do that, and that is an ignorant and a foolish thing to do. You know, so I appreciate you because I've been able to participate and set myself up in a fashion that I never thought that I would be. I've heard you say it. I'm a very resourceful man because I have a lot of people that I talk to. I have books. I have all kind of different books on a lot of different things that I read in the wee hours in the morning when people sleep. I'm up. I'm studying. I'm researching. I'm fortunate enough that I don't have to work a 9-to-5 job. And for those of you who work one right now, it won't be for long, my dear brothers and sisters. It won't be for long. So hold on. And I've studied and I've researched and I've gained a plethora of knowledge. I'm a very wise man. I'm not the smartest man, but I'm wise in my own standing. I'm wise enough to the point that people want to talk to me to help them make an executive decision. And I'm happy to say that I've been able to help people make an executive decision right there at the 11th hour before this thing turned over. And
You know, some people don't believe this is real. They don't believe that the wealth transfer is happening. They don't believe that all debts will be paid off and we'll have a debt jubilee. But you mentioned on a podcast that you've heard of people saying their loans were discharged, mortgages, loans discharged. And here we have somebody here, Jeffrey Short, that says, because of Nasara, I now own my 2025 vehicle loan. It was dismissed. He said, it's happening, family. I was paying $900 a month. Ooh, I got chills. But the loan was dismissed.
That's crazy.
I don't know if you got, that's huge. There was an article by Zero Hedge that came out on Christmas Eve. And I won't keep you all too much longer because we have another podcast coming on at 8:00. But this article came out on December 24, 2024. And that was the same day that Pope Francis had opened the Jubilee doors. He had opened several Jubilee doors and what he called Jubilee portals. And one of which occurred on December the 24th. And he said, this is a sign of what is to come, that there's going to be a great Jubilee. Well, on that same day, Zero Hedge came out with an article, that says a debt jubilee of biblical proportions is coming. Are you ready? And he talked about how this is an ancient indigenous principle that when the people have debt, every 7 years, you're supposed to let them go and have a debt jubilee and wipe out all the debt. This is an ancient principle. And then every 7 years, and then 7 times 7 on the 49th year, you do the same. But then the 50th year is called the Great Jubilee year. And then you have a huge celebration. Many historians, Hebrew scholars have said we're in that 50th Jubilee year season right now. And that is why we know Nasara is real, because it's happening.
But even more so than that,
yes,
people that are speaking foolishly. The United States corporation has dissolved itself. That is powerful.
Yes.
That corporation that came over here to the Holy Land and took up root for over 250 plus years has now expired. And so that's causing a worldwide jubilee.
Mm.
That all countries would not only have an RV, RI, but have an RV. Everything is recalibrating itself.
Mm.
It's equaling it on out. And the people of these other countries are happy because now the constraints of monopoly through the United States corporation is lifted because they're no longer in existence. Man, that is crazy.
Mm. Mm.
So that means the end of fiat currency worldwide. And fiat currency is a trap. Through
Fiat currency is indeed a trap. You don't have to do anything for Nassar to take place. It's just going to happen, family, where debt's going to be completely wiped out. Somebody
Yeah.
says that Karma said, who's this Karma? Carmine 33810 says, my credit card payments were dismissed. That's awesome.
So if anybody got a lot of collection companies aiming at you and stuff coming in the mail for you, it's because don't worry about it because they're desperate. They're trying to get every last bit deep state. They're trying to get every last bit they can get because pretty soon your mortgage payment not only will be canceled out, but you're gonna get those credits back. How about that?
Yes.
So people running their damn mouths, don't know what the heck they talked about, still stuck in that black and white stuff, and don't even know they running their damn mouth from even possibly even getting the inheritance. If you don't think you're gonna get it, then why not? Why should you get it? If you don't think you're gonna get it, why should you get it? You don't believe, you don't know. So you shouldn't get anything if you don't expect it to happen. But if you expect it to happen, you're gonna get an overflow like me. I'm expecting because I spoke it.
Yes, sir. See, I keep telling people we have power. You know, you can speak it and it will happen. And the more of us vibrate on that high frequency, the quicker it'll happen.
It's the high frequency that you speak that will manifest itself. Because you got people speaking low frequency and death on others and trying to cause chaos in people like that.
Yes.
Time they don't work on the righteous. That's not what time it is to be. If you got anybody listen to someone like that, I can guarantee you, if anybody listen to something like that and they don't even have anything invested, because if you would invest, they'll be over here listening to me and you. And I can guarantee you, anybody over there listen to somebody running their damn mouth, if you link up with your brother Chief Mack and Dr. Kid and other people like that, you're gonna be led to righteousness instead of down a tunnel hole to hell. I can guarantee that. Low vibrational talk and nasty. That's elementary stuff right there. You get over here with me. We making things happen over here with Dr. Kid and myself. We making it happen. We teaching people how to get your wealth, how to protect it, how to operate in trust, how to clean your hearts. That's high vibrational talk over there. You over there listen to somebody loud, somebody like that. That shows you what type of mindset you have. Because I can guarantee you, if you link up with me in a righteous way or Dr. Kid or whoever, as the people she have on her show, she got some powerful people on her show. This is where it is.
Thank you, Chief. Somebody asked about what about the HOAs? I don't know if you see that on the screen. Housing Authority. Yes, the Housing Authority is considered a government department. It is under many different departments. Actually, the HOAs are under like 4 or 5 different departments. I researched that. And so what I did for you is I looked up all 444. It's 444. I'm going to ask the gentleman who's come on tonight at 8 to talk about the 444 vibration. They're sending cues to you. So here's a link. I put it right here. I pulled it up for you. It's in my post or community section of my YouTube channel, where I show you a list of 444 government agencies that will be dissolved. So when the Chevron doctrine was overturned by the Supreme Court of the United States last year, the Supreme Court said that the federal government and all back at that time, 441 government agencies were operating unlawfully, unconstitutionally, and that they were treasonous, and that the faithful government, the United States corporation, was not constitutional, and all of those organizations had to be dismantled. They didn't go into detail, but they said they were treasonous. And every judge that knew about these 440 something organizations, and they forced you to abide by all their statutes, codes, and policies and pay a fine, those judges were also committing treason. And any judge that knew of a judge that allowed this to happen and didn't report it to the president, they committed misprision of treason. So that Supreme Court of the United States, which overturned the Chevron doctrine, which was a doctrine that gave the government, the federal government, unlimited powers and all their agencies unlimited powers, was overturned. This is why President Trump and Elon Musk came up with Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency. That was to downsize the government. So you remember the Doge coin came out way before the Department of Government Efficiency. If you understood gematria, codes, rituals, all this was something to let you know about what they were going to do. Then President Trump not only created the Department of Government Efficiency, but he allowed government workers, he gave them opportunity to take a buyout, to early buyout, retire early, and to leave the government before he shut down the government. So he sent out millions of emails letting them know what was going to happen. That's why people lost their jobs. We're downsizing the government. And that's why the government was shut down for some time. But no, please know, he also met with the military right before that, September the 30th. The government shut down at midnight. He met with the military leaders all over the world, is what articles said. And then he sent the National Guard all over the country and probably different places in the world as well. So the government shut down and a lot of people got upset because they lost benefits. But family, it's time for us to start taking care of ourselves and each other instead of depending on the government because they don't care about you. And although it's reopened, there are many articles out there that's saying that it may shut back down again January 31st, 2025. So pay attention and be proactive. Don't get too comfortable letting somebody else take care of you and your family members. We are empowered to do that for ourselves. And I yield the floor to Chief Mack.
Well, they're giving us the ability to be our own government. So this is why certain parts of the government is shut down, because we are be given the ability to be our own government. And that's what it is. We are be given those that are operating in trust, you basically become your own government. So the government, needs to be there because those who come out of being a minor to the Asian majority, you have the ability to be your own government. We should be self-governed anyway. The govern means control, and that ment is short for mental. So you talk about control your mental, and that's what's wrong with people. You got a foreign entity over here that have took control of your thinking ability. They control yourself. You're supposed to be your own savior and salvation. That's what free will is for. You don't supposed to have a savior outside of yourself, and that's the problem with people. I'm sorry. And if you're still stuck in thinking the savior is going to come, you saw September that the savior didn't come because he would never come. I'm sorry. The creator put in you something that's so great and powerful, but you can't get access to it until you do the shadow work. Everybody that's been born have gone through something that hurts you real bad.
That's so true.
We are. Nobody can't talk. You got people here trying to talk about other people. Oh, she this, she that, she did. We would sit down too here. The earth is a lesson. We would sit down too here. We would sit down here to go through some stuff and to see who's strong enough to make it back. Who's strong enough to come out of hurt, betrayal? Who's strong enough? Are you strong enough to be the victor over being the victim? Are you? Because we know that to be in this life, you're going to go through something.
For real.
So how could you sit there and try to shame somebody and talk about somebody when you know your own damn house is a glass house, man? You're an idiot. And people don't get that. Why are you trying to make somebody else look bad and lie on people and dog people and say some foolish thing? Some people will come to sense and say, this boy crazy or this girl is crazy. They just going overboard. They're crazy. When you're righteous, you don't worry about what people say. You know what you are, what they believe. You keep moving forward. But all this stuff has been jotted down. It's been written down. I know that. So I operate in a high vibration. Because once you think that your shit don't stink, and you try to throw out bricks to hit somebody, break somebody's house, and realize that they live in a brick house of righteousness, been divinely guided and protected, that the house you live in is glass. And one day your house is going to be broken down with rocks that you threw. That will be for your own demise. And that's what time it is. It just don't work on the righteous. And as you see that with me, ain't nothing stopping me. I don't know what lie people put out there about me. It ain't gonna stop me. I'm battle proof, man. Right now, people are incriminating themselves, have already done it, trying to hurt people. All you gotta do is just give them just enough rope to hang themselves. I'm telling you, people, because they will do it. Trust me. You let them do what they want to do, and you would give them just enough rope to hang themselves. And they have hung themselves from the tree.
They really have.
Having
They really have.
They really have. You know, it's not so bad that you should be fixated on anybody that much. I've been hurt by people. I've been lied to people. But you know, I realized, I said, you know what? It's too much energy.
Mm,
If I've given money to people to do a service for me and they didn't do it, I said, I'm not gonna worry about it. And then
mm,
come to find that the creator gave me the source, what they were trying to hold from me. Now I
mm.
got it.
Now you got it.
I got it, what they were trying to hold from me. And then you got people mad at me because, oh, he charged this, he charged that. I don't owe you nothing.
Mm, that's right.
I don't owe you nothing. You mad at me because you wanted me to give you something for free. Oh, he's gatekeeping. No, I have a business.
Hmm.
Okay. And the man and woman is worthy of their hire.
That's what.
Okay.
That's even the Bible. That's even in the Bible.
And if it's not where the cost is, then you just search until you can find somebody to handle whatever however you can. I'm fair with the price I charge. You know, and so I'm ecstatic. I'm happy about that. But people got to learn how to be. You got too many grown folks that are still babies in the inside.
Yeah.
That's what his You got too many grown folks who want to be heard, want to be seen, and think that throwing somebody under the bus and lying to, they get high off that and think it's cute. But don't realize they just stuck their hand into an electric shock that you have incriminated yourself. Don't incriminate yourself, guys. Worry about yourself.
Mm,
Get this foreign currency. The cheapest and easiest way to do it is through foreign currency. Get it, guys. I want you guys to be on the plus side. I went out, listen, I have went out there and I bought foreign currency from people who don't even know I bought it. Their name is on the package. I'm gonna be
mm,
passing these things out to people. You get a car, you get a car, and you get a car. There are people who don't even know that they're going to be millionaires because of me. What are you doing?
mm.
What are you doing? I've done it for countless of people. A lot of people appreciate me. I'm waking up the world. I'm known worldwide. So why are you trying to hurt me and make me look bad? Guys, handle your business. I am building up kingdom points for me.
I see somebody saying, "Who's that?" That's comic. Cosmic Williams says you're not supposed to charge. You vet people before helping. Well, I don't agree that you're not supposed to charge. Do you work for free?
See, when people say that right there, and you're okay to say what you want to say, okay? But as if I did things, I would be swamped on
Yeah,
these phones.
yeah.
And for me to even keep up with that, I have to have an income coming in to be able to do that. So I would have to work a 9 to 5. See, when people say stuff like that, you don't really have a bit. First of all, I'm a businessman. I've had business before. I've done business, right? But
Hmm.
see, this is what makes me angry. Let me break this shit down to you.
Come on,
See,
T.
if I was the so-called YT man, okay, and doing business, you wouldn't even have anything to say about that. Shame on you.
Okay,
You
we'll
wouldn't
show
even
you.
have, but when your brother's out here doing righteous things and want to make a living for himself, you got some shit to say about it. Shame on you.
Hmm.
Take your vibration up higher. Every time the so-called black man, and I'm not black, have an opportunity to have a viable business where he's helping people, it's a problem. Now we want everything free from each other. You better not make no money because you found a way how to be happy. You better not be happy. You better not find a way, and I haven't found a way. How dare you? But if I was age, here talking, you'd be listening to them like white on rice. Shame on you. Shame on you.
And we're not even mentioning the people that you bartered with people. That some people
I've even bothered with people.
you even given away some trust for out of the kindness of your heart.
I've gave out several trusts, but it's my I've gave out several of them.
No,
Several.
and foreign currencies. You've bought foreign currencies for people, and you've given it to them, and you've compensated people for the work that they've done.
So when you said what you said, I used the vehicle that the creator gave me to go out there and purchase other foreign currency for people. So I charge so that I can have the ability to do that. And the creator is okay with that. So if we were in front of the creator of all, and you said what you said, the creator would chastise you for saying what you just said. Would chastise you for saying what you said. Because I did that. I'm helping out a plethora of people. It ain't just about me.
It's not.
How dare you say that? How dare you say that?
Even the Bible for Christians, the Bible says, muzzle not the ox that treadeth out the corn. You don't put a muzzle on the ox or the cattle that actually, treadeth corn or eats corn, it feeds itself so that it can feed you. You don't muzzle that ox. You don't stop the mouth of the person.
What if your job told you, hey, You don't supposed to be coming here to work for free. Work for free. Just give me your labor. Work for free. That's what you're telling me, to work for free. I have a business. I, you pay me, and I give you. It's an even trade. If I'm on here just putting all this work into to help people and talking to people on the phone 2 or 3 hours on the phone, I would exhaust myself and put
You would.
myself.
You would.
That's what you're saying. Just give it to people for free. Don't gatekeep. Just give it to us for free. No, because you won't value it. No, and I'm not trying to be on the phone with any and everybody. No, I'm not doing it. You can do that. You can. Why don't you do it? Why don't you show us you do it? Go out there and do it for people and see if you tear yourself down for doing that. Because people will wear you the hell out over the phone.
Yeah.
You have to
You
set
don't
up.
want
Yeah.
you don't want to expend your energy for free. It doesn't make any sense at all to just give and not have anything pour into you. That's called, in psychology they say don't let too many emotional deposits be taken out of your emotional bank account. Because if people
Yeah.
continuously withdrawing from you, telling you all their stories, telling you about all their problems, and you're constantly helping them, counseling them, and nobody's depositing into you or your emotional bank account, you become depleted. It's just
And,
like a
and,
bank account. If you take
and that's
money out, don't put anything in, you be depleted.
and that's what happened to me over the years. I was always going to bet and going riding harder for other people than myself, and that didn't do well with me. When I
Mhm.
started doing self-love and the wrong people got away from me, I shot up to the stratosphere.
Mhm.
All that dead weight around you, doing things for people for free, looking out for people like that. A lot of people don't appreciate anything. They don't appreciate nothing you do for them. You'll do things for people and have woke them up and educated them, and these same people will turn around and try to throw you under the bus so they can become you. I'm done with that. It'll
Yeah,
never happen again.
people respect and appreciate what they invest in.
Yeah.
Hello, who is that? Harvetta. Harvetta, is that Sister Harvetta? Hi, Sister Harvetta. She gave us $25. Thank you so much. A
Thank
servant
you.
providing a service is worthy of his hire. We as Moors should all have our own businesses, she says, supporting one another. I got chills. Thank you, Sister Harvetta, because every other people, they do this. The Asians support each other. Their money circulates within their community so many times before it leaves their community. The so-called Jews that do that, I shouldn't call them so-called because they call themselves Jews. They circulate their money within their community. Mexicans, all these other people do that. But when Moors do that, there's a problem. That's interesting. When we do something, when we're proud of our nationality, there's a problem. When we speak about our history, there's a problem. When we say we are the indigenous people, there's a problem. I don't understand that type of thinking. When we do business, there's a problem. I think we have to get out of that mentality where we're not proud of supporting one another. Let's support and love one another so that we can thrive in this new golden era. Thank you so much, Sister Lassiter. And then, Chief, I don't want to stay on too long. We have another podcast at 8 o'clock with Brother Jacob Bay, who is a Moor that, knows about Moor science. He's a master teacher, master scholar in the science, Moor science. He understands metaphysics. He understands numerology. He understands and overstands astrology and how the deep state uses all of these things, as well as uses rituals to cast spells upon the people and keep them enslaved. He's going to talk about how hidden brotherhoods and secret society members, both classified as Black and white, whether it's the Black nobility or Skull and Bones and secret societies, have worked together. And he says it's not about Black and white, it's how they work together to enslave the planet, and how many of them are working with extraterrestrials or extra energies to enslave the planet, but how a lot of these curses have now been reversed. So if you're interested in hearing about that and learning about more science and how we can look at these codes and decode everything and see that humanity has now been set free and prosperity has been released, then join the Dr. Kia Pruitt show in about an hour and a half to watch Brother Jacob Bay. This is what that looks like here, and I'll put the link in the chat. And then, so we'll have him on at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then later on in when is that? In a couple of days, we're going to have Chief Rod Hayes. You can look at my channel to see some of the marketing for that or advertisement for that. So, Chief, you always come on here to give us encouragement, instruction, wisdom, and inspiration, and you provide a service to the Soul family. I want to say thank you so much, and I honor you. I give you all the accolades that you deserve as the chief of the Soul Tribe, and I respect you with all of my soul and my heart, and I thank you and appreciate you. Thank you, Chief. Thank you so much.
Touche.
Thank you. What are your last words for the Soul Tribe because we're going to go and take a break, get us some water, get us a snack or some food, get our pens and paper so we can hear Brother Jacob Bate tonight. And we're going to also have time to ask him questions. What are your final words for the chief? For the Soul Tribe.
All praise to the Great Spirit. That what a beautiful time it is to be alive when you are connected to the right people and the source. That a miracle is right around the corner from happening. To overflow, abundance, health, and wealth, so that we can break these generational curses and turn this hell into our heaven. Now's the time to focus on self, guys. Our family is dependent on us. Redemption is here. Salvation is here. Turn your hearts from your wicked ways. There's no savior outside of yourself but you. You have been given free will to choose to go left or right. The choice is yours.
Thank you, Chief. We have somebody, one of our monitors here in the group that says that she emailed you a couple times and she's waiting a response. Her name is, I'm sorry I don't see you, but I think it was Sister Janine. What should she do if she wants to hear from you? She said she actually, it was last year when she contacted you, and she said, I started my process, but I'm just waiting for you to respond for more instruction. That's Sister Janine.
Now, just so we're clear, guys, any other process that you started with somebody else, guys, I don't look at other people's paperwork. I do my paperwork. If you started the process with someone else, you need to finish it with that person. Mm-hmm. Because if you call me on the phone, I'm not going to read some documents that you have, because that's putting an extra workload on myself. You did something else with somebody else that you did with them. I don't read other documents and trust none of that right there. I don't do that. So if you started the process with somebody else, I'll be finishing it with them, or you're gonna do the process completely over with me.
Yeah, and then that's a lot of professionals will not look at other people's work. It's not even their responsibility, and then they don't want to mess up what somebody else does or contribute to something. They want to make sure it's in alignment with their values and the service that they offer. Even attorneys don't look at other people's documents. They'll tell you no, they don't even usually look at them to see if it's correct, because they have their own way of doing things. So if you could send Chief Mack another email at unityinmotion45@yahoo.com, and he'll get back with you. Brother Peter Petro. Hi, Brother Peter. I don't know if you know him, but he says, you're such a nice man, Chief Mack.
Thank you, sir.
All right. They're giving you accolades and praises. Thank you, family, for being here. Sister Karima says, we love you, Chief Mack.
Hey, Kalim. Thank you.
Let's see who else are saying thanks. Oh, hello. Who is that? Michelle says, thank you both. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Empress Ella says, thank you both. Yes. Greetings all. Spirit Man says, I definitely will be here at the live at 8 o'clock. Okay, wonderful. So that's about it, family. We love you so much. We appreciate you. Please contact Chief Mack if you are interested in any type of consultations, or if you would like to have him to help you with your trust. You really should go and listen to his bank story. He has the #1 bank story in all of this community. Chief, you want to say anything about the bank story before we leave out of here?
Well, Sister C, who found out about me through you, she contacted me about 9 months ago, and we did business together. She got her trust done through me, and I helped her from start to finish. And she went to a bank in Alabama, and just like me, when I went to the bank myself first, about over almost 3 years ago, they told me I went to a Wells Fargo in a predominantly so-called black area. They're
Mm.
not really used. I found out that you don't go to banks in those areas. They're not used to handling trust. To
Okay.
make a long story short, I went back 2 or 3 weeks later. They told me that I was denied, and I asked him why. He didn't give me a definitive answer why. He just said, "Well, they denied you." Gave me a sheet of paper that had seven different things could be possible reasons. But I was smarter. I know that no don't mean no all the time. It just means not right now. I was
Mm.
smart enough to know that I'm going to go to another bank. I don't give up on life. I'm battle-proof. So I went to a different bank in more of a suburban area, a nicer area in town. And I went there dressed up with my suit and my briefcase. And I said, I want to speak to a wealth manager. The guy told me that I would have to make an appointment because they don't have just wealth managers up. You have to set an appointment up. But he told me, based on the way I carried myself, based on the way I look, dressed for success with my black briefcase, he said, sir, I know a location that always has a wealth manager on staff. I said, really? So he gave me the location. But I left
Mm.
there and went there. The location he gave me was around these homes that are worth 5, 10, $20 million estates. When I walked into that bank, I was the only so-called black guy in that bank. All the rest of them were white folks in their 70s, 80s, and 90s trust fund babies in that bank.
Mm.
Now, granted that the bank manager was black and that the private wealth management guy was black, when I went in there, he came back from lunch. I went there with my briefcase, and he said he was very respectful, articulate, and patient. Your real guy. To make a
Mm.
long story short, I gave my documentation. He didn't need to take the whole trust in the recorder because they should be taking everything and see what's in your trust. He just needed to
Mm.
know who the grantor, the trustee, successor trustee, beneficiary, so forth. He needs to know that. And he took the front of that copy. He left. He came back within 15 minutes with a paper on bond paper with a barcode on it. He
Mm.
opened my trust up right then and there.
Wow.
And since then, I have walked over about 30 people because of that connection I made. I have helped people all over America and the world open that trust up because of that. And there are people who benefit off of me and put their mouths on me,
Mhm.
who wouldn't even know any of this if it weren't for me. But all of a sudden, they the man, they the woman, they wanted to become me and they failed at it. But so it's all good. I'm still progressing. I'm making elevation moves, but I'm excited. I got my trust open. I had it for a while, and I've helped several countless people that have flown in town that have showed up, go to that particular bank to get their trust opened up. I'm doing something.
And then with the bank story, what happened with
So
Mrs.
so
C?
she when she went to the bank there, initially told her no,
Mm.
and they looked in her face and told her no, it was nasty. And she called me. I said, listen, don't worry about it. No, don't mean no all the time. It just means not right now. Because I've been managed to turn a whole bunch of no's into yes with favor. So I told her she ended up going back about 4.5, 5 months later. And it was a whole new crew in there. Young melanated brothers and sisters in their 30s and 40s. And I say they act like they were angels. Come to find out, when she gave me the card, that her private banker name is Angel.
Wow. I missed that part of the live. I didn't hear her say it
I
was
didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't know that. But I
okay.
said, but I was saying they act like they were angels when she walked in there. But when she sent that, they said they wanted to meet me and see me. When she gave me the lady's card, and I look at her name, it says Angel.
Wow.
What a coincidence. But to make a long story, she not
Here it
only
is.
got a
The banks are just about ready to receive our currency, guys. That's the video that.
powerful, powerful.
Go ahead.
They talk to her openly about the foreign currencies, the
Oh, by
bonds,
the way,
the
I did
benefit,
not have an account.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, they was openly talking to her about the Venezuela Boulevard, the Zims. They talked about the straw man account versus the unalive man versus the alive man that the trust takes your name out of all caps and make it the uppercase, lowercase, the straw man. I'm like, what? And and she was just so happy. They opened her up with her quantum financial account. Beautiful, beautiful story. The number one bank story. It's
It
so
is.
incredible because the banks, there have been a bank thus far that has openly talked to people about the foreign currency and the trust and the straw man They did that, and I have that only bank story, the number one bank story on any platform on social media. And I say, glory, hallelujah to that. And she got her trust through me. She
And they
followed my
asked
lead.
her, and they
Mhm.
asked her who sent you, and they asked for your contact
Yes,
information, the
they
bankers
did.
and the wealth managers.
Yeah, they did. They said, "Who sent you?" They kept on asking her because people are surprised at how they see. We weren't supposed to know about this, and they're trying to find out how did you guys know about this? Who
Mhm.
told y'all? Because you just like me. You look like you just like me. How did you find out about this? How did you find out about this? And so the people who know about this, who have executed in gap foreign currency, I want to say congratulations to you guys. I'm so happy for you guys, and I will see you on the other side of abundance, the other side of righteousness, the other side of inheritance and overflow. I will see you on the other side.
Chief Peter is from the UK. Hi, Peter. Welcome. He said something, made a comment earlier saying you're such a nice guy. He said, this is strange because I'm seeing a wealth manager on Thursday regarding the IRB over in UK. Congratulations, Peter. We're
Wow.
so happy for you. That's in the UK. Well, family, we've had a nice discussion, a wonderful discussion this evening. Thank you all so much for supporting the show. Thank you for all of you who are going to contact Chief Mack or has contacted Chief Mack for your trust or for consultation. Email him at unityinmotion45@yahoo.com. Oh, this is Love Being Nubian. I was wondering who Janine Davis was. She says, please tell Chief Mack no one was helping me. I started the trust myself. And
Okay.
so, but she needs help. She's been
I
supporting the
know.
show.
I know who she is. Just give her my number and have her call me.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Love Being Nubian. You know where to email me and any of my email addresses, also known as Janine. Go ahead and email me, and I'm gonna give you Chief Mack's number, and I'm gonna give you my number too, because you've been such a big help.
I know who
Chief
Nubian.
Peter says, Chief, please do not be disheartened by bad people. You're doing God's work. You're helping those who deserve it. Woo. All right. Well, we're so grateful for all of you. If anybody wants to reach out to Chief Mack, I put it in the chat. Unity in Motion 45@yahoo.com. Also, if you're interested in sending him a love offering, or you're going to pay for your consultation, you would do that via Cash App at $ALLENJUDAH $Judah47. We appreciate all of your support. And Rich Pritch, who's been a great supporter of the show, wants me to remind you all that if you're interested in gold and silver, he is a gold and silver bug, as well as some of you are really into copper too. Y'all told me, get some copper. Copper will follow silver. Get your precious metals, silver and gold from Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company. They've been in business for over 35 years. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We are an affiliate, so contact them at 952-929-7006, or you can send an email to info@milesfranklin.com and let them know that Dr. Kia Pruitt referred you so you can get the best prices in the industry. And for those of you who sent me a Cash App, while I was talking or earlier today, thank you so much. I always want to acknowledge you. I appreciate you. That Cash App was $Mama Kia 13. Dr. Mama Hart, Chief Mack, Renee, and some of the others that have blessed me. Thank you so very much. So I'm going to let you go, family, so that you can get you some water, get your pencils and papers and pads and questions for tonight's show at 8 o'clock. Remember to contact Chief Mack at unityinmotion45@yahoo.com. All right. I think that's it. If Chief is available, he might be in the chat tonight, just, saying what he feels about what's going to be discussed. But other than that, Chief, when are you going live again?
I'll probably go live tomorrow.
Okay. So follow him on YouTube at Chief Mack. Contact him in the meantime, Unity in Motion 45@yahoo.com. Thank you all so much. We just want to tell you that something huge is coming down the pipeline with all that's going on with the shooting at Washington, D.C. If you shoot our military, that is an act of war. Okay, whether it's staged or not, just the concept of it is an act of war, which will allow them to then invoke the Insurrection Act, which probably has already been invoked, and release even more military on the streets, which could lead to a lockdown, and it could lead to an emergency broadcast system announcement, and it could lead to just a whole lot of things, them bringing order out of chaos. So pay attention, be proactive, and prepare. That's it. You've heard from Chief Mack and Dr. Kia Pruitt. I trust that we've said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you to create the most amazing, magnificent life that you desire and deserve. Anything else before we go, Chief?
We good.
We good. Thank you, Eunice, for sending me a Cash App blessing. All right, family. See you at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight to hear Jacob A. talk about how the curses have been reversed. Good night. I love you. Bye-bye. I'll give you a call, Chief.
Okay.
Okay. Good night.
Dr. Kia Pruitt, shining wisdom's light, teaching soul tribe how to see through the night. Ancient scriptures and bloodlines she knows, spreading truth wherever she goes. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Through her channel, knowledge flows, breaking chains that hold us close, teaching paths to abundance and wealth, guiding others to free themselves. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. From currencies to investments divine, she's helping her tribe to realign with wisdom, ancient and new, showing what we all can do. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia lights the way to a new and brighter day.
Thank you so much, Soul Tribe, for being a part of the Soul Tribe. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for your love, your time, your attention. Thank you even for allowing us to share with you. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your soul tribe and a part of your family. Thank you so much for validating a lot of the information that we give and for listening and being a part of the wealth transfer. I am so proud of you. Congratulations for getting your foreign currencies, for getting silver and gold, for knowing that Nasara is real, and for some of you already having your debts paid off. It is happening, Soul Tribe. I love you so much. Take care. See you at 8 o'clock p.m. Bye.